Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a zigzag bubble stitch pattern. Comparing to this one, where you have the bubble stitches aligned in a straight row, here the bubble stitches are even tighter to each other and are located kind of like in between each other. So let's see how to do that. For this pattern you will need an odd number of stitches. So I'll do 15. Okay, so chain 15, or whatever your project calls for. So here I chained 15 stitches plus 1 for the turning chain. The first row is a row of single crochet stitches. And this pattern is similar to the straight line bubble stitch pattern, so that in between the bubble stitch rows you do a row of single crochet stitches. So here we finished a row of single crochet stitches. Now we're going to chain 2, and again this turning chain is not counted as a double crochet stitch. I prefer not to count it. Okay, so now we're gonna start doing our bubble stitch row, and we're gonna do a bubble stitch in this first stitch out of 5 unfinished double crochet stitches. I'll post a link here of how to do a crochet bubble stitch and some tricks about it, so you can watch that if you need. So again, a bubble stitch is a cluster stitch made out of 5 unfinished double crochet stitches, in this case, in one stitch, and we have 6 loops on the hook after we finish that, and then we get our yarn and pull through all loops on the hook, and then we follow up with a single crochet stitch into the next stitch, and here we have our first bubble formed. Okay, so now continue doing a bubble stitch and a single crochet stitch right after that till the end of the row. So let's do one more. Six loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and then follow up with a single crochet stitch into the next stitch. Okay, so now we have 2 bubbles here. Now keep going till the end of the row the same way, bubble stitch and follow up with a single crochet stitch. Okay, I'm almost done with this row here, and the last stitch, remember we did an odd number of stitches and we started with a bubble stitch, means that we're gonna end up with a bubble stitch in the last stitch as well. Okay, so it's 1 unfinished double crochet, 2, oh, wait a second, my yarn got caught. Okay. 3, 4, and one more. Okay, so we have again 6 loops on the hook. Now yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and then chain 1 to start our next row. Our next row will be a row of single crochet stitches again. So your every other row will be single crochet stitches, and every other row you will be your rows with bobble stitches. But your bobble rows will slightly differ, and I'll show you how. Watch out for those small loops. Like this is a big one. The one above the bobble stitch of the previous row is a large loop, but the ones in between from the single crochet stitch are kind of small, so and easy to skip. So just be careful and don't miss any stitches. So we finished a row of single crochet stitches. Now to start our next row, we're gonna chain 1. We're gonna start doing this row slightly differently. We're gonna switch our pattern a little bit. Instead of starting it with a bobble stitch in the first stitch, we'll start with a single crochet in the first stitch. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna push that bobble stitch in between the previous two of the previous row. So let's finish this bobble stitch, turn around and see what I'm talking about. So we're doing our 5 unfinished double crochets, six loops, and follow up with a single crochet. Okay, when you turn around, you can see that this bobble stitch is in between the previous 2 bobbles. Okay, so you continue this row in the same manner. You do a bobble stitch followed up with a single crochet. The only difference with this row is which stitch you started it with. You started with a single crochet stitch, and you should end with a single crochet stitch. And this is how you would know if you have all your stitches, if you're not missing any stitches. If it's a small project, you can count each row. But if it's a large project, this is your little tip. You know, you started single crochet, your last stitch must be a single crochet, okay, to make sure you didn't skip any stitches. So let's see how it looks like now. See, our pattern is forming. Let me finish a row, and I'll be back with you. Okay, so here I finished another row, and the last stitch, as I said, is a single crochet stitch. Now chain 1, turn, and in this pattern every other row is a single crochet stitch. So now we're going to single crochet all the stitches. If we look back, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So we did 4 rows, and this is our 5th row. For this pattern, to form this pattern, you basically repeat 4 rows, 1, 2, 4. So this row that I'm doing right now is a row number 1 again. Oh, hold on. So let me finish this row. I'm done with the single crochet row. Now I'm gonna chain 2. We're gonna turn and we're gonna start doing our bobble stitch in the first stitch again. So we are repeating row number 2. So let's finish this bobble and see how it's gonna look like. Okay, and you follow up with a single crochet stitch again. So you basically just switch turns again. So it's going to be bobble stitch, single crochet, bobble, single crochet. In the next row, it'll be single crochet, bobble, single crochet, bobble stitch, and alternating your rows this way. This is how you're going to get that zigzag pattern. Okay, so after several rows, this is how your fabric is going to look like. So happy crocheting, stay tuned.